Hi, Fierce Divas, and welcome back to the Very Demure podcast featuring my brother Josh.
AKA Abel the Man, AKA Brother Demure.
Very Demure, very mindful. Divas, not episode 3. Now, Divas, let's get into the setup real quick because the setup had to change. I got this little ass couch, and girl, I kept sliding off of it. I could not.
Very useful.
Divas, last podcast, you guys were loving it. Thank you guys so much. And I just figured we get into like the diva updates of this week. How's your week been? What's going on with you?
It's been good. It's been changing. And change is good. It could be difficult, but change for the better is always welcome.
How do you feel about the podcast and people seeing you on the social medias? My brother doesn't like do social media divas, so
No.
this is like a whole new ballpark for him.
Yeah, I haven't had any personal like recognition or anything like that. Which
Immediately?
I prefer to keep it that way. Yeah,
Right.
that's cool. I like living the little low key life behind you.
I feel like when I first started getting recognized, like I really loved it. And don't get me wrong, I still love it. Like especially when I'm in public. But I feel like there got to a point where I just like just wanted to get through the airport. Like I was like, it's not even like that I didn't want to like say hi to anyone or take a picture, but it's like sometimes I'm there already running late and it's like, girl, if I gotta take 14 pictures from the time I get here to TSA, it's over. Like it's a wrap.
How about the Target swarms?
With like the beginning of everything happening with Very Demure. Girl, we're moving past talking about the beginning of everything with Very Demure, but like, I gotta tell you guys this because this was a gag. So me and my best friend at the time, we go to Target, bitch. Regular Target. And I guess like in my mind, like, bitch, it was just like a viral TikTok video. Like, granted, I was traveling and everything, but it was just like a viral TikTok. You know what I mean? To me at that time, like, I was still doing brand deals and shit. Shit was already like getting big, but I was like, I don't know, like, I just like don't have that kind of ego for me to be like, oh, people recognize me. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like I feel like I like know that my videos like get views, but besides that, I'm like not like expecting that.
Yeah, you don't
So
seek the attention.
so we go to Target and like I have to like go pick up like an Ulta. They have like Ultas in Target. So I like do a pickup order and I walk in there and I get everything I need. And as we're like standing there, like the manager of the Ulta in the Target's like, oh, like the girls that work here love you. They want to know if you can take a picture. Love you, divas. Biggest workout I've ever done. Because I was sitting here taking pictures with these girls. And then I noticed that like the people around the Target are like starting to slow down. Like they're starting to like turn their heads. It's getting like Shark Week, bitch. Like it was gonna be Shark Week. It was getting Discovery Channel. So then I realized that like more and more people are like recognizing me and like it's like a crowd is forming because mind you, it's like the entrance of Target and then Ulta. So then like it's right at the front. So then so many
By the
people are like
Starbucks.
starting like yeah, by Starbucks kind of. So like so many people are starting like pile up that they're like, you guys like need to get out of here type shit. Like it was just like getting like security, like swarm. And so then like I just had to leave. Like I was like, oh girl, we gotta get out of here. Like I still was like gonna go clothes shopping and everything. Had to just leave. I was like, we gotta get the fuck out of here. It was too much, too overwhelming. I could not handle that.
You start getting anxiety too from all these people coming
Cause it's
from all
like I
these.
don't like cause the thing is with people online, like you said, anxiety. These people watch you, follow you, so they think they like know you.
Right.
I don't know you at all. You know what I mean? So to me, I'm like, oh my God, like
And most people got
who are
great
you?
intentions.
No, most people do. Yeah.
But still, though, it's one of those things where you never know.
No, true. Cause like especially like with like, you ever heard about that was an artist named Christina Grimmie?
Okay.
She like had like a meet and greet. I think I could be wrong on this. Don't quote me on this. Rest in peace, obviously. But she had a meet and greet. She got shot down by some like crazy stalker fan person.
Wow.
In that situation, I'm always like, Jesus. Like imagine that happening. Like you're all excited to meet your fans and shit. Then the other people who have to see that. That's terrible.
It's dangerous. Yeah, it's
That's
dangerous out there.
horrible.
But it is true that most people do have good intentions. And you see that with the majority of people. You see people just love to see anybody that's recognizable. It brings a smile to their face.
No, exactly. Because people like always want to be like tell their friends like I ran into this person. Like it's exciting for them. It would
Exactly.
be exciting for me too, obviously. What I was gonna say since we've been releasing the podcast is seeing comments from people like that I don't know.
Okay.
They're like, oh yeah, I went to high school with your brother. I'm like, oh, catch us on Tuesdays. You know what I mean? Like I'm like that's cool. Like I guess like I forget that like people that you probably know have been like watching the podcast and stuff.
It was surreal to see the clip that got a lot of views, but you never know
Dude,
what that
yeah,
algorithm.
500,000 views.
You never know what the algorithm though. Sometimes put some good content out, it only gets a few thousand views. Other times, for whatever reason, it catches and it just starts going up in the hundreds of thousands.
Yeah, I mean, like, and recently too, like not to be this person, my videos don't get like the crazy views they used to. So it was like exciting for that clip to get a lot of views. But it just like also came with just like obviously a lot of like drama because like the context of the clip. And I was just like, oh Jesus. Because like the thing is like I'm never like saying something in this like podcast to be like spill like the diva tea and like get like a lot of drama or attention. Like it's just like these have been my experiences.
Right,
And
you're
like
just
one thing
speaking
about
on
me,
them.
like who's gonna be my ass? Like, you know what I mean? Like to me, it's just like I feel like I've had so many negative experiences that I've never talked about for years now. But somewhere it's just like at some point someone's gonna say some shit. You know what I mean? And like if it has to be me, it has to be me. 'Cause, like I don't consider myself like a beauty influencer anymore. So I'm like, if I never promote another foundation, I think it'll be okay. Like I think I'll be fine.
No, you span across all different types of genres and platforms now.
No, yeah, definitely, which is exciting and fun. But divas, speaking about spanning, so let me make this clear. I don't think I invented the word demure. I didn't think I invented, it obviously it existed as a word already. But according to like several news publications, brands and like stuff like that can't different companies can't use very demure because I have a trademark.
Shh.
No, let them bitches know.
Let
Fuck that
them
shit.
do it.
Like I have a trademark. So then the newest Barbies came out. If you guys notice, there's like a group of Barbies behind us. Diva. Barbie.
Barbie
The
with
back of the
Demure.
Barbie with Demure. The back of the Barbie boxes say
Incredible.
Demure. Obviously, I can't take credit for the word, you know what I mean? But like,
We all know why that's
what are the
there.
chances? Like, come on,
We
bitch, let me
know
have this.
why that's there.
Let me have it.
And I've seen you since 1, 2 years old playing with Barbies.
Damn, Barbie's been like probably arguably the most consistent thing of my entire life.
I would say 2 years old. Yeah, because we kept
Literally. Like I've had years where like I've not talked to you guys and I've had Barbie.
right.
Like I've had years where I've like had no like spouse partner or anything like that and had Barbie. Barbie's always been there. Like Barbie's that girl. That's like I was like, that's insane to me. That's crazy. Cause like, we love Trixie Mattel and she has a doll and everything, but no, I'm crazy. Just like no, but like I just like that. Like that's crazy. I would have never thought that would happen ever. And I bought like all the Barbies. There's even some upstairs. I got duplicates. That is insane to me. Like I'm like
Yeah.
never gonna not feel like that's not part of my like impact type shit.
Yeah, that's surreal. That's one of those surreal things. Speaking of which, you've had plenty of surreal moments over the past year and a half.
I'd say like since 2023, I've had some crazy unreal moments.
Yeah, so surreal moments. Obviously, you've been traveling around, you've been doing different events with different people in different spaces. But well, what is it? What's your top three? You gotta let us know because
Oh, my top three surreal moments.
yeah,
I feel like shit. I feel like it happening. First of all, I feel like the entire thing happening as a whole. Like when it was starting to get like reposted by celebrities were starting to do the trend. Celebrities were starting to do stuff like that. Because I feel like it's one thing for influencers, but like celebrities, like for example,
yeah,
Lindsay Lohan, Freaky Friday was like one of my favorite movies as a kid. Like because I
yep.
like that's when I first started. I went through like my emo metal phase. Like and I think that was like when I was a kid, I was trying to find something that was like my own vibe. Like I wasn't trying to like copy anyone or be cool.
Lindsay
And
Lohan was
then
that
Lindsay
vibe.
Lohan, yeah, when she was like the punk rocker girl, I was like, oh my god, like maybe I could be like a punk rocker person. You know what I mean?
That's my vibe.
And so then I would always watch that video over and over again to like get like inspiration or like do my Bratz dolls to look like them or something. And so then when they like did the trend on the set of Freaky Friday, that shit gagged me. Like Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah, Jamie Lee Curtis.
Jamie Lee Curtis, that's crazy. I would have never ever thought about that. Like the J-Lo one kind of like gagged me too because I just feel
Yeah,
like as
Jennifer
Puerto Ricans,
Lopez.
like we're gonna always link up to Puerto Ricans, even though I feel like a lot of people are not her biggest fan right now. But like that's always gonna gag me because like it's J-Lo, come on, it's J-Lo. And I think it's just also like surreal, like what's also just come from it right now. Like I wish I could tell you guys more about like this big project I'm gonna be working on soon, but like that happening is gonna be very surreal, especially getting like all my surgeries done and stuff. Because everything that's happened kind of feels like it's something I've been waiting for and it's happened. So now I'm like, wait, everything else is gonna actually happen now. Like it's not like
Yeah, it's time.
a matter of if, it's more of a matter of when. But I think my last one was just because you were there for it, was meeting AOC at STK.
Oh,
I think that was the one that
AOC.
got me. Like that one, like that was like hilarious to me because like what are you talking about? What are the chances of like I don't know if you guys know Alexandra Ocasio Cortez? I think is her name.
Correct.
Correct. We met her at STK in San Juan. I know she's like Puerto Rican. I know she's like always talks about being in Puerto Rico. But what are the chances we were both there like at the same restaurant at the same time?
That was unreal, surreal. Also because we were eating and I looked over and I was like, "Is it just me or is that AOC?" And you guys were like,
Ugh.
"What?" Right? No, That's not her. You've been drinking too much.
And no, like I literally
Okay,
looked at the
maybe
lady.
maybe you're right.
I literally said, "Oh, that's just a girl that looks like AOC." The nerve, bitch. And so then we're like sitting there eating, and so that girl comes up to me, and I'm like, "Oh my god!" Like she starts looking at her, so now she's like gonna be like, "Oh my god, are you the very Demure girl?" My big egotistical ass, right? Which did happen, but whatever. So she comes up to us and she's like, "Are you Jools Lebron?" And I was like, "No way, this is fucking
Yeah.
AOC. It's
I
literally
told you.
AOC."
I told you.
I was like, "AOC, the KO." I don't know why I always feel that. Like I'm gonna meet her at the King of Diamonds.
Yeah, shout out to her. That was cool.
Yeah, I know she like said hi to us. We took pictures, but it was just like someone so influential, like to like my generation, and like things for us, and like moving forward in the future. Like that was kind of a gag. Like I was like, wow, because I've met like some crazy people that I never thought I'd meet before. I've done some crazy things I never thought I'd do
This
before.
is like
But
your
like
first politician,
that
right?
was like a politician. That one was crazy.
Like this is some real world shit.
Like I think the other one was like, I didn't have the best experience. I could get into that in different episode. But when told you I met Kendall Jenner,
Yeah, yeah.
that was another one that was like unreal. Like I was like, wait, I can't believe this bitch is like standing in front of me. Like it's like you see these people, so your brain gets kind of used to like seeing them. You know what I mean? But then like when you see them in person, it feels like you've unlocked something. Like it's like you hit like a 3D button or some shit. Like you're like, how are you here? Like
Yeah.
what's going on? Like what's going like it feels like for me because like I like dolls.
Mm.
I feel like I would see dolls like throughout people's posts for years that I've always wanted that I never could get.
Okay.
And then when I finally get it, it's like, oh my god, I'm meeting a celebrity. And that's how I felt when we met AOC. I was like, oh my god, like and like Kendall Jenner too. I was like, oh my god, you guys are like right here in front of me, bitch,
right
like
in front of me.
existing, like
No,
not just on a screen.
no, I've never really had other moments like that. I remember one time after a Bulls game, we watched the Bulls win, and we went to a French Montana concert. That's how you can tell it was that long ago. We went to a French Montana concert, and after the
That
concert,
sounds like a cry for help.
right outside of it was French Montana and the Bulls.
Oh
And
my
Joakim
god.
Noah, Taj Gibson, and yeah, it was just wild to see them right in front of us. We took pictures. They were cool. They were cool as shit. Shout out to them. Shout out to Joakim Noah, Taj Gibson, everybody
The
on that
Bulls,
team.
literally, that's crazy.
That was our last kind of like golden era, and we didn't even know it at the time. We were just like, "Oh, this team's okay." Little did we know it's the best team we've had in 30 years.
That's crazy to me because like to me, like I never like get like sports stuff.
Okay,
Like to me, I'm never gonna get like understand like the fascination or like the entertainment behind it. 'Cause to me, it's just like whatever. But
right?
like then I like think about like for example, how people like look at my dolls and they're like, so I'm like, you know what?
Yeah, different strokes for different
maybe
folks.
because I get that, I can get this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I remember what were we doing? I feel like this can't be a dream. But I remember we met like, is it Booker T? Like dad met him at a gas station or some shit.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember that?
from wrestling?
I don't know why that's like such a childhood memory to me. Because like dad made such a big deal about it. I was like, wow, we were like eating celebs. Like, meeting celebs is just a wrestler.
It was just Booker T.
It was Booker T. But dad was so jazzed though. He was so into it.
Yeah, that was surreal, and that was amazing to do that in Puerto Rico with you, and also the best steak I've ever had in my life.
Oh my god, STK guys,
That
you
was some of
do
the
you guys
best
have like
dinner.
the chance or like the ability to go to an STK?
Mm.
Bitch, go to an STK. Like that was like crazy. Like I feel like I worked at steakhouses for years.
Yeah,
And
you
I
worked
never
at
had some fucking steak.
Longhorn. You
Yeah.
worked at a few
Yeah.
different ones, right?
That steak at the Longhorn. See, I worked at Chili's a long time ago. They had steak. And I remember being like, wow, like I'm eating good.
You're
Like
eating
I'm eating like a
Chili's
10-ounce
steak.
Chili's steak, and I'm like, you bitches don't know
I
shit
mean,
about
no
steak.
shame to them. Shout out Chili's.
No, I love Chili's. Chili's everything, but it's like the most like bare minimum steak ever. You know what I mean? If you want a steak, it'll do for you, but it's not giving you like luxury, you know?
So I wanted to tell you about, ever since we started doing this thing together, and you've been expanding to different platforms. And speaking of which, we just did some footage of Micro Center
Oh yeah.
shopping. When's that coming out?
I think we should include it in this podcast.
Because yeah, you had some hilarious moments there.
Oh, because you know what? I wanted to make it a video being like, I bought my brother a $3,000 computer.
You got to make a
'Cause I thought
sick
that'd be funny,
thumbnail.
but we'll insert that here actually, and this will be part of this podcast. Are you excited to get a laptop?
I'm super fucking excited. Let's go!
How the biggest crazy.
Crooks always return to the scene of the crime.
No, then like at least give it a day, bitch.
How old are you?
Like, let's see, it was 2003, 2004.
Fucking
Like 10 or 11.
10, 11.
Oh my god.
I remember that shit.
It was like a real big deal.
I was like, damn, Jools hitting the licks early.
Literally. Because, you know, I get down. I don't play like these girls. I forgot my fucking fan. It's gonna be so hot in there, I already know. Now at Micro Center, computers, tablets, data, and more. When you sign up today, get 25. Oh, crazy! Divas. Like at what level? Like at what level are you like the Pokemon master? You know what I mean? Like how many RGBs? How many wires? How many glow sticks? Tell me.
Micro Center is not a fitness center. Oh, these are nice.
Don't die. This is a Micro Center. It's not the place for that.
You know what though? I think that is kind of fitting to the storyline. Went viral and died in the Micro Center.
Sounds fitting.
Okay, so
Oh shit.
I need just like can you see if there's any Sony lenses up there? We're trying to shoot a Super 420K. 420K.
We know what's on your mind.
It's already on there, brother. I think that's all they got. It's looking a bit desolate. It's a bit sad in it. And I told you, motherfuckers, this is gonna be mad hot in here. Mad hot.
Why though? This is like a computer store.
No.
And it should be cool.
Like, come on, bitch. We're halfway through summer, please. It's March.
That
Turn our cameras off. This is my friend. He's probably gonna yell at me.
they call me back in the hood.
I want the street waffle, but I think I'm just hungry at a line. Mini pretzel sticks that are tasted like pizza. Like, how many things do you need to combine? That's too many flavors, girl. Pretzels, pizza, sticks, fast food, boxes. Back in my day, I did one flavor. I didn't do Hey. Oh, nice. I'm trying to talk about that shit. Yeah.
You need that one more time.
Keep my cutty back, my bitch. That's my fucking back, my bitch.
Verify purchase.
Oh. Bitch. Of course. Oh shit, it's cold now. Ooh.
Oh, it feels good. Come on.
PetSmart. Oh, they got a Pets Hotel in that bitch. Alright guys, I got my laptop, I got my...
I've been paying a little bit more attention to, some of the feedback and some of the comments.
Right, right.
You can't get lost in the sauce, but I like to pay attention sometimes.
I think the like thing is like about me is that like I think people think that like I like I'm always trying to like victimize myself. But also over the weekend, like when we're of course when the podcast was like first up too, I was getting like attacked by the barbs. So like a lot of
Oh,
people were just
yeah.
like saying anything to just like be mean about me, to be honest. But also too, like I think I used to be like a really shitty like online person. And it was through watching like some videos about other influencers that I kind of like connected those dots. Because for the longest time, like I felt like I think the truth is I used to feel like very entitled before Demure. I feel like used to feel very entitled to a lot because I had hit certain numbers on social media.
Well, yeah, because you felt like you put the work in.
Yeah. So then instead of like airing those grievances to like maybe you or my mom, I'd like go live or I'd make videos like complaining and like talking shit. And like no one wants to hear that. Like it's like, bitch, get the fuck over it. Like, come on, bitch. Like there's bigger problems out there. But I just felt like I'm like, damn, like I'm like working a regular job sucks. Like I've been at it for so long or whatever. But realistically, it's like a lot of the content I was making wasn't even that good at that time. And I think that I just felt owed something. You know what I mean? It just felt like I finally have all these followers. Like this should be happening, but the truth is, it's just like it just wasn't happening at that time.
Well, because the truth is that it doesn't happen for most people.
Yeah, exactly. Because it just felt like when I was doing YouTube, I also just was so used to like YouTube. Like it's like when you're on YouTube, you have 700,000 followers, you're making money. But when you're on TikTok, you have 700,000 followers, and you're not particularly like marketable or like even like pleasant in a lot of your videos. Like
Pleasant?
pleasant, no, because literally it's like you can be funny and shit, but it's like if every time you're actually talking to your audience, you're like upset about something and it's another thing that's happening to you and it's another brand that doesn't want to work with you. It's like,
Mm.
come on, girl, like please. And then on top of that, I just had like so many unfortunate series of events happening in 2023
Okay.
that like I back to back like needed like crowdfunding for. And then like it just like the thing is, I'll, bitch, if I was lying at this point, I'll just say I was fucking lying. But like a lot of it, what like a lot of it, all of it was true. You know what I mean? Like if I like for example, when I had that guy break into my house, that I had to call the police on.
Okay.
That one guy, like
Yeah.
that happened. And when I was talking about it on like TikTok, people were like, "Here she goes, making up a crazy story so we
Oh
can
no, that
Venmo
happened.
her." No, yeah, that happened.
No,
Like
that
that was
absolutely
real.
happened. Yeah.
And so then I kind of like looking back, I get it now because like even me, I would not believe that shit. You know what I mean? And then again, watching videos about like there's like other people who make like video like essays, like drama updates, whatever.
Yeah.
They'll make videos about random people on TikTok, and then like they'll be like, here she goes, like, she makes a video. It'll be like about someone else, not me. And they'll be like, talk about another influencer, and the way that their like perspective is on it, and they're like, here she goes making a video, like begging for a brand deal when like, she doesn't even make content that aligns with them, and like she's being messy, and I'm like, damn, like that was me, like I was that person, and now when I see that,
Yeah.
I'm like, that was the perspective I didn't have.
No,
On
messy is a bad tag.
No, yeah, it's terrible, and I just felt like, oh, like I just felt like so frustrated, and like what the thing was is I just felt like the need to be heard, because I think at that time I also felt very like unheard by like my family and like my friends and stuff. There's a lot of things I couldn't say online, a lot of things I couldn't tell even like you guys at the time,
Okay.
and like I just remember being like, ugh, I feel like no one's like getting how I feel about everything, because like like they're like no one's getting how I feel about anything, and it just made me like complain about everything else so much more. You know what I mean? And just like, I just think I was like a complainer. Like, there's still people who feel that way. And like, I think that like also like since Demure is like kind of come and gone, people also have this weird thing where they feel like once that you've lost like whatever views or engagement, like at a certain point, you've lost like your level of virality.
Oh, they love to see you fall.
They love to see you fall, but on top of that, they also like don't want to see you try. Like it's like they're like, well, you need to wrap it up. You know what I mean? They're like, Demure's over, your 15 minutes are over.
They
And
don't
it's
want to
like,
see you try, huh?
like it's like, well, that's how I feel like it's like they're like wrap it up. It's like, so I'm not supposed to make any videos now? Like, you know what I mean? Like, am I just supposed to like not make any more videos because they're not getting the same attention Demure had?
And those are the worst people to listen to.
Like, it's like, bitch, like I've been making videos for years. Like, I've gone through so many different phases. Like, Demure was just a phase. It was gorgeous, but like, again, top publications in the United States have even said this is like a once in a lifetime virality moment. Like, there's nothing else like it that's happened in the past few years. So like, the chances of me recreating that again is never gonna happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and even if it does, I'm not gonna cloud my karma, but like, like then that's just a blessing. Like that's not what I'm shooting for.
Am I mistaken, or did you not see Kim Kardashian saying that?
Kim Kardashian, guess who's? I wore Kim Kardashian's wig.
What do you mean?
I like her hairstylist and we met up,
Okay.
and like I think Yesenia told you. She has to tell you because Yesenia was freaking out.
This sounds like something I forgot.
So I met Chris Appleton. That's Yesenia's.
I remember that.
That's Kim Kardashian's hairstylist.
Okay.
And so then he was like, he wanted to ask me questions about like my wigs and stuff, like how I make them. And then he's like, oh, like I actually have two of like Kim's wigs here with me. And I was like, no fucking way. He's like, these are the ones like we use like on set for her when she does brown hair and she has like blonde hair under. And I'm like, no way. First of all, it happened to be the exact same hair brand that I get mine from or got mine
Really?
from that time, which I knew. I think I told you, and I was like, I recognize that fucking wave pattern anyway, bitch. I was like, that's that fucking Kendrick's Boutique.
Yeah, you're good at pattern recognition.
No, literally, I was like, I see that shit. So then first of all, I guess I forget that like I'm a big bitch
Uh-huh.
and Kim Kardashian's not. So,
So-
then he gives me this yarmulke. He gives me this
That was my next question.
he gives me this baseball cap of fucking hair. I put it on and and then
Way to do it.
the thing is he had posted a picture of her wearing that wig. On her, it's like down here. On
Oh,
me,
no.
it's a bob.
It's a bob.
It's a bob.
It's a
Progressive auto insurance. I look like Flo. I look like Flo. And like I was like, wow, so like wow, this is crazy. What are the chances? And he's like, yeah, I was doing Kim's hair and she was watching your videos and she thinks you're so funny. And I was like,
Unreal.
what? What? Getting mad? What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
And then I don't know if it was an episode of the Keeping Up with the Kardashians or whatever, or a snap or whatever, but Chloe was like in the chair, like on her phone. And then she was like, it was Courtney or Kim. Someone was in the room with them. And then she's like, yeah, it's very demure, very mindful. And she's like, what do you mean? She's like, you know that girl on TikTok who says that? And I was like, what the fuck?
I haven't even seen that.
Or Glorilla?
Glorilla?
Very demure.
Very demure.
I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that.
The
That was
Southern
my
accent,
favorite.
right?
I fucking love Glorilla. Yeah, the deep Southern accent.
I love like regional accents, and I hope they don't go away because with the like evolution of social media,
Yeah.
the internet. Everybody's more connected. They're playing games online. Um, those are going away a little bit, but I love those regional accents from different parts of the
Like,
country.
I didn't know people said that Chicago people have accents. I'm like,
I wasn't aware either.
Chicago.
'Cause
Chicago.
went to San Diego and they were like, "You're not from here."
Or like people like have Midwestern accents.
Yeah, that's
Eggs.
a little bit different.
Eggs.
Yeah,
How you doing? We're doing Wisconsin. When
Wisconsin.
Titiana used to live in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
I forgot where the fuck we went. It was like a cheese castle. If you guys know what the fuck I'm talking about, it's in Wisconsin. It's like a cheese castle you could go to.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
have
I
a
think
computer
I've
in
seen
front of
that.
us. We have
I
a
think I've
computer in
seen
front of
that.
us. It's like a cheese castle, right?
Mhm.
So we go there and this lady, I thought she was like Canadian the way she was speaking. And then that's what I found out with like
That's the thing, is it's like
a Midwest
halfway
accent is.
Canadian.
Yeah,
It's
like
got some
halfway to,
little like hints
halfway to
of it.
Canada. I forgot what Canada was called for the longest
Canada?
time. So I was calling it Canada for the while. For the while.
For the while.
For the while, calling it Canada. Well, I was gonna tell you, speaking of like the comments you said, the feedback, are there comments that you get sometimes where it's like written by like a gay person saying something and you're like, is this like an insult or is this
So
like gay lingo? What is this?
so that's the thing, is I'm at the point in life now where I don't know if this is like new lingo, like generational lingo,
Yeah.
or if this is like some different cultural things. Because yeah, sometimes I'm lost, I'll admit it. But a lot of context clues.
Well, there's
And
like well, I was like saying like for example like see you next Tuesday. Mom hates that word, but it's like cunt is like such a part of everyone's lingo right now.
boom, mind blown.
Mind blown.
Didn't know.
But like,
I was like, why see me next Tuesday? I
well,
thought
it's
we're
so
here
funny
now.
because like it's so weird that like at this coincidentally at the same time of me like because like I didn't growing up I didn't have any gay friends or anything. So then like it was through me being trans and working at different places and like meeting like because once you start transitioning, you end up being friends always with that one gay person at every job. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So then like for me anyway, these start to be people that I would have never been friends with at any other job.
Yeah.
So then like now I'm like getting introduced to things like that I've like never knew about. Like I had to like really like get my like gay education myself. You know what I mean? And it's so funny at the same time that Gen Z during that time period, Gen Z is growing up and like that starts to become with like more gay people being like, in public media and like being like icons for like younger people. That lingo and stuff start to get picked up by them as so normal.
Yeah.
Whereas like it's so weird because like back in like when I was like first transitioning, like people would be like, you're like, yes, slay, bitch. Like you're a fucking cunt. Like that kind of shit. Like it was like very exclusive to us.
No, slay is a Gen
Now it's
Z
like
thing.
now
Yeah.
it's like to the point where it's almost like kind of cringy. Like I'm like, I
Yeah,
wouldn't
that's
say
funny.
that. Like, it's
No,
like,
I mean,
oh.
I was working with some Gen Z.
Oh yeah, how is that?
They say slay. It's not,
Yes,
maybe it is cringe now. I don't know. Things move fast.
yeah,
But,
things do move fast.
it was funny this one time. I made a Sunday. I was working at Oberweis for a little bit, and I had made a Sunday. And when I was done with it, this kid looked over at me. I say kid, he's 18, 19 years old. And he said,
This is
damn,
26 with kids.
did you cook? And I said, did I cook? No, it's fucking ice cream.
Yes.
Like it's a Sunday. He's like, no, like, did you cook? And I'm
Yes.
looking around like, am I speaking English or is he speaking what's going on?
Yes.
Yeah, everybody started laughing. And of course, I
No,
was the
literally.
old guy butt of the joke because, yeah, it actually did hit me later because I know that terminology from different things, but not from that. It was like a basketball term. When I was growing up,
yes,
like
yes,
someone got
yes.
cooked on the court. Not like, oh, you did it. You snapped. You went off. No, you
Well, like
didn't.
there's like terms of like I've like had to like like there's some things where you learn and you're just like, oh, like I remember I was in
I've never had anything that made me do that
well, like
specifically.
I remember specifically becoming friends with my friend Chris at Long and he said something about bussy.
That makes me uncomfortable.
Bus-
I don't know
He said
why.
something about bussy,
can't explain
and I
it.
remember being like,
It's like the word moist.
I was like,
It's
does
like,
that mean
doesn't feel right.
like boy pussy? And he's like, yeah, and I was like, okay, but like it was like through the conversations with the
Hey,
gays,
more
I
power
realized,
to you. I
like
just
I
wasn't
hate
aware.
to aid in like the gay like agenda or like the gay stereotype that like the gays are really like promiscuous, like sexually like aggressive and stuff like that. But I feel like with each other, like there's some shit that like we say to each other. Oh my god, I'll never forget my manager. Perfect example. I would say there's things we say to each other where it's like to us it's normal,
Yes.
but to someone else it's like So
Right.
he's like, yes, bitch. I saw that bitch over there, and I was like, damn, she's cut down, bitch. And I was like, come boots, bitch. And my manager's just looking at us like, is that good or bad?
We're so
And then
lost.
she goes, well, that girl's wearing heels. She's not even wearing boots. And I'm like, boots doesn't mean boots. Boots means just like a lot. And she's like, so boots means a lot? She's like, what other shoes do you guys? She was like not past the part that like boots, like art, we don't mean boots. Like it's like, let's say like right now it's like, oh, it's bright boots in here. Like it's very bright. You know, like it's pink boots. Like it's very pink, you know what I mean? But like in her mind, she's like, what are you talking about? And she's like, I thought you guys were like dissing her. And I was like, dissing?
This sounds like a diss to me.
Sounds like a diss. And I'm like, no,
I
cut's a
don't
good
understand
word now.
it, so I'm gonna take it as disrespect.
No, there's like a lot of things. Like, what's another one? Down the house.
That sounds inappropriate.
Oh, down the house.
That sounds
Or femme queen.
femme queen.
Yeah, like I'm a femme queen.
It just sounds like you're complimenting yourself.
Well, it's kind of like, okay, so like in the ballroom scene, they'll have like girls who like,
Like what ballroom scene?
okay, oh my God.
Oh, in general? I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about like a movie. I was like, what ballroom
No.
scene?
Okay, so New York, like the queers, they have like they call it ballroom. The balls are like, it's like different categories that there's judges. I don't know exactly. I've never been to a ball because they have them in New York mainly. It's
Sounds like a ball.
It's like New York culture. And so then like they'll have like all the queers get together. It's been like back in like the 80s when there's like, you know, like not a lot of acceptance and like, you know, acceptance for gay people. They'd make their own spaces where they do these balls
Okay.
where they have people walk different categories. So it'd be like, for example, for trans men, it'd be like who's like the realist, like who looks like the most like a man, like who's giving like if you looked at them, you would never clock that they were like a trans man. So then there'll be like a femme king, or they'll have like the girls who are like, you know, because they're not trans women are like really like feminine. So then like if you're
Right.
like a femme queen, it's like, oh, like you're a femme queen. Like you're, like,
Exactly. Okay,
like,
I
you're-
understand
You
now.
know what I mean? Like that's
Yeah.
so that kind of like lingo and stuff. I remember like first like hearing that kind of shit like at the beginning of my transition and being so confused. Actually, one time I had like a trans mother come up to me. So a trans mom is like someone who like takes on new trans women and like teaches them like how to do their hair, their makeup, like you know, with surgeries to get that kind of shit. Like, you know, helps them transition basically.
That makes sense.
So that's like their trans mom. And so
Okay.
there's a mom at this this fucking at this club, and she was like, oh, like my daughters say that they love you, and then like the girls come. First of all, I felt like I was about to get my ass whooped. The way they came at to me, I was like very like they're circling me. I'm like, ooh, this feels weird. I felt like I was like in an episode of fucking Charmed or something.
Little did you know that was going to continue
She's like,
happening.
you know, yes, this is even before Demir. And she's like, oh, like my daughters love you. She's like, oh, once you start taking your transition seriously, like you're gonna be a beautiful femme queen. Mind you, this was like 2 years ago, and I'm like, take my transition seriously. Gag me, bitch. And then she
I
goes,
thought I was.
she goes, well, you already got the body down, because like, you know, thank God, because if you lost any more weight, you'd be clocky. And I was like, clocky. Like she's like, you'd look like a man, basically. And I'm like,
Clocky? That's what
clocky means
clocky
like
means?
you can clock that like oh, that's a man, like, oh, that person's trans or whatever.
Oh.
You know what I mean? So it's like, you
I
don't want
thought
to look
that was
clocky.
like, it sounded very punctual.
No, clocky means like clock it, bitch. Clocky.
Put it in work.
You said so that she came to work and she was clocky. No, clocky means that like you like look like obviously like trans, or that you were born the gender you are. They could clock it, like they're like, oh, clock that. You know what I mean? And so then when she said that, I was like, now me thinking I was gagging the girls too. Like, oh my God. But you know what though? It's so weird because like trans women have this weird thing of being just like randomly mean to each other. And then it's
Why is
also-
that?
It's weird because it's only certain of them. I think it's like an inferior thing, or they feel like some kind of competition or something.
Okay.
But like I've also been friends with trans women who are not like that at all.
Right.
And then who like see that, like they almost look at it like exactly like how I do. I'm like, it's like we're like from different worlds. Like I'm just like,
Do you think that's maybe a more like old school mentality? You think
yes,
that's
I
a
like that's what, like
generational
they give
thing?
like very like 80s mindset, very like they're like so a lot of people like you have to like be on like hormones and do all this different shit to be trans. To me, personally, I feel like for me, I feel like I need to be on hormones to like do my transition. For other people, they might not feel that way, but like
Okay.
old school people be like, oh, she's not really trans, like that's a man. Like, you know, they'll say stuff like that because in their mind, the only way to exist as like a trans woman is to like fully get into it, get the surgeries, do everything.
Right.
You know
Go
what I mean?
100%.
It's like very
all
like
or
old
nothing.
school. It's like an old school view of being gay. And like a lot of like my friends and me will say that like we're old school gays, but we mean like 90s, 2000 gays, not like 80s gays where they're like, go get some silicone pumped into your toots.
Lots of
I'm not
spandex.
gonna go kill myself, because back in the day the girls were doing that.
Oh no.
They'll get pumped in the hotel rooms. Pumped means like getting surgery and getting your ass filled,
In
like that kind of
hotel
shit.
rooms?
They'll go to hotel rooms where some mysterious woman would sit here with like a gallon of silicone. And she'll just inject these girls in their ass
That
and in their
sounds
hips.
horrifying.
That's a lot of girls die that way.
Wow.
And that's how like when these people are like, you're a confused man. Those people are confused men. I'm like, I don't think anyone who's confused about their gender would go through that if they didn't think that they were for sure that person. Because it's like if you're willing to go through that to feel at yourself, bitch, you're dedicated to the fucking process. Because listen,
I mean,
I'm
more power
dedicated, but
to
I'm
you,
not willing
but
to sacrifice my life. You know what I mean?
right. I don't think you should be looking
And
down on
also
other
today
people.
we have different options. You know what I mean? Like I
Yeah.
could go get the correct procedures. I get a fat transfer. I wouldn't have to go get like, but you know that's me because I have a few coins. Crazy. Maybe edit that part out. But you know me, I have the privilege of having that. You know what I mean? But like these girls who have no money, they can't get a regular job because like you know they're trans and they can't get hired anywhere.
Oh, I remember you going through that struggle.
Yeah. Oh my god. One day we should have a podcast segment
That's
on
a
that.
whole different, yeah.
Jobs. Oh my god. Jobs.
Plural.
Jobs.
What is this right here? Is this something I'm not understanding? Is this slang
This
or
goes so far. Gorlock showed up on my feed. The way I replied to
Gorlock?
that comment. So Gorlock. Oh my god.
what is that?
Okay, so Gorlock the Destroyer is a terrible nickname that a bunch of mean ass men gave one of my friends, who like at the time me and her like looked exactly alike, right? So then you know I like lost weight, I changed my hair color and stuff. So like you know we don't look exactly alike anymore. But people always used to ask me if I was the same person as her, and so then they nicknamed her Gorlock the Destroyer to like be mean to her. So people commenting that are like, "Oh, are you her?" Basically,
Oh,
like you're asking me if I'm this person. We're talking about oh my god, what's her name? Allie?
you're
Her
friend,
na-
you're friends with her?
Yeah, we're mutuals on TikTok. She dresses like really scandalous and she's like, I'm a baddie. She like has sugar daddies and all that shit.
Wow.
People like joke at her because obviously she's a big girl. She's not like, you know, the beauty standard or whatever. But I think people think it's like an insult for them to call me Gorlock.
Right.
When to me it's like that's one of my friends. So it's like it's not offensive, but it's just like I hate not being acknowledged as me because I'm like, bitch, it's me. Like, I'm the original Gorlock, if anything. Like, it
You're
offended
the
me because of
original.
that. Like, I'm like, I don't want to be compared to someone else, bitch. I'm me. Like, I'm already
I'm
that
not
girl.
Gorlock the Destroyer.
I'm not
I'm
Gorlock.
OG Gorlock.
No, but then recently she started like bleaching her hair, and I'm like,
Oh no.
Diva, I can't go through this again.
Well,
Like, I love
maybe
you.
they'll
I
tell
love you down,
her.
but like, you cannot call me Gorlock.
Maybe they'll tell her now, like, oh, you're.
Yeah, but like, Demir's not like insulting. I think they think it's insulting to me. I don't care. Like, to me, it's whatever.
It is funny when people think they got one over on you, though, right? Like,
Yeah, because I'm like, Diva, that's one of my friends. But also, too, I once messaged her. Do you know the Claremont twins?
I don't.
Look up the Claremont twins.
Claremont twins. Are these influencers?
They're like on Bad Girls Club, but now they're like influencers, like models type shit. So like, I told her I was like, we should
They
do
look
like
familiar.
we should do some photo shoots like them because I think it'd be funny. Because like people always said we're twins.
Me and you?
No, me and that girl. I asked her like back, you know, before I had like lost weight and shit.
Okay.
I was like, oh, we should do like some funny photo shoots like them, like because I think it'd like gag the internet because people always get us confused anyway.
Why
But,
not?
like, and then one day I don't think she was down. I think she thought I was like, bitch, why the fuck would you ask me that?
Bitch, you trying to play me?
Because to me, you know me, I'm always gonna laugh at myself. Like,
Yeah.
like I don't give a fuck. Like, I would love to make fun of myself. But like, I think her, she was like, bitch, why would that be funny?
Yeah. What's so funny
What's
about
the joke,
this?
bitch? I'm like,
I don't
oh,
get
shit.
it.
All right, you got
I
me.
don't
You got me.
get it.
Like, even for her, like, I'm just like, she's got a lot of shit done. She's been on a lot of podcasts. She makes a decent amount of money. I feel like she makes more money than me, bitch. And I'm like, you know what? Like, fuck it. Like, live your best life, queen. Like, don't let these people get you. But like, I don't know. Sometimes I'd be worrying, like, not about her in general, but just like about some of the plus size influencers.
Okay.
Because sometimes I'm like, girl, like these comments, like, does this never just like make you like want to like pass the fuck away? Because like that was me. Those are my comments every single day.
That's why
Girl, forget it.
you can't read them. That's
No,
why you
yeah,
gotta.
that's why I don't.
You know, I mean, you gotta take them with a grain of salt. Right?
It's like read your comments and like you know like you gotta read it with expectations. You know what I mean? And like realistically, it's like anyone who's ever made fun of me on the internet never has more money than me. Never looks better than me.
That is a great
Never
point.
does anything that I want to do. Never has a job I want. Never does anything.
It's
has
only
anything
broke
I
people
want.
hating on the internet.
It's only
right?
anonymous people who are too embarrassed to post their own videos. They're always ugly. They're always gross. They always smell. And to me, it's like okay, like
It's like, how do you got time to hate?
like burn, aw, like aw, like yeah. Anyway,
Round of applause.
like because the sad part is like you wish you were me, or like my thing is like especially when they're like, why do we make people like this famous? Like, oh, this person's just like they're making fun of my weight and shit like that. To me, I'm just like, Like, that must suck to, like, genuinely feel that way about me, and then see me have everything you've ever wanted. Like, that must suck.
Yeah.
'Cause, like, I don't think that way, so I don't know how that feels, but, like, bitches I think that, like, type shit like that think that way. Divas, I'm going to LA to film something with Trixie Mattel. I know you
Yes.
divas are gagged by that. You guys know I'm a big Trixie fan. Love Trixie. I'm gonna try to get her to, like, autograph one of my dolls. So I'm gonna be in LA from the 19th to the 26th. By the time you guys see this, this has probably already happened. But yeah, divas, I want to give you a heads up. And then divas, we're going to the Clio Awards and the Webby Awards because we're nominated. We're going with Lyft and Verizon. It should be a gag. I'm going to be in New York in May. It happens right around my birthday. Diva, and hear this. Clio Awards, Webby Awards, come back. It's my birthday. Cowboy Carter, Beyonce. Gaggy,
Wow.
gaggy, gaggy. I'm excited. So, divas, it's been exciting times. You know, we got Demure Barbie. We're getting into bigger and better things. Oh, the inspection for the house was today.
Yeah.
I'm buying a building, divas, for me and my family to live in because we have, you know, no property. And so it's been like a lifetime dream of our family to have that. So that's exciting. It's like make like an adult move. Cause I haven't really bought anything with Demure except for like dolls and like fucking technology.
Well, I mean, it was your last post. You touched on it a little bit, and I just wanted to um, speak on it.
Yeah.
Obviously, words can never express my gratitude and everything that we've been through and you've been through. You deserve the world and more.
Thank you.
And it's just been incredible the way things have been happening so far. You had an opportunity to leave and to go to LA.
Yeah.
Multiple opportunities, really.
So I even had companies willing to like pay for like a lease for me to be in LA.
Yeah, you had a deal for that on the table. And just want to thank you. Want to thank you for sticking around. And, I know you were going to look out for the family regardless.
Yeah.
But obviously, we'd love to have you around.
Yeah. Cause I think for me, like, I think because like growing up, I was like watching The Hills and like, you know, like Lizzie McGuire, all these different shows that were like in California.
Shit, I told you to go.
No, yeah, everyone told me to go. But I just felt like I was watching all these shows and I think that like I was so stuck on the idea of like moving to LA. And like me and like so many different high school friends have said the same thing of being like, we need to go to LA and be on a show or be in some shit like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I think that like realistically, it's like, did I want to do all those things? Yes. Did I want to have the high rise and all that shit? A lot of shit I wanted, I feel like was materialistic. And looking back, what I really thought about that dream when the actual like I had the money, I had everything, nothing could have stopped me to going when I actually was like thinking about actually like doing it and going forward with it. Like the more I just realized that like I don't think that like it would necessarily had anything to do with LA because like when I was dreaming that I never had been to LA to even know what it was, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And as someone who had gone and spent 8 weeks back and forth going from there, you know, like I realized that like it wasn't about LA. I think it was more so like I felt stifled as like a kid. And I felt like LA to me represented like being yourself, like doing whatever you wanted to do, like
Yeah,
chasing things that were yours, you
it
know?
represented a whole new life.
A whole new life, and that's what I always wanted to, like, run away from my life when I realized that, like I'm, like, sitting here trying to, like, build that dream for years. That's what I would, like, convince myself is, like, gonna keep me going, and, like, you know, when you're uploading, you're not getting views and shit, like, it's
It's
like,
the
well, at
worst.
least, like, I have this dream that's, like, gonna keep me motivated,
Yeah.
and then, like, when it's, like, the whole time you're fighting for that dream, you realize you've been building the dream the whole time, and, like, you know, like, my dream anymore isn't to have, like, a bunch of nice purses and, like, go flex with influencers and go do a bunch of podcasts. I still would love to do those things, you
It's
know what I mean?
fun.
It's fun, but, like, I think my dream was always, like, as an adult now to have stability, like, for my family and make sure everyone's okay. Like, that's always been a dream of mine, you know, it's, like, make sure everyone's good and, like, we have a house we could all, like, come in and we're different everyone has an apartment and shit like that. It's, like, now that I'm able to actually do that dream, which just felt, like, unreal, you know, it's, like, that's the dream now, like, the Jewels that dreamt that first dream was, like, a kid, you know what I mean? Like, just, like, was still, like, learning the value of, like, family and life and stuff like that.
Of
And that's what I
everything.
feel like, you know, more, like, sometimes your, like, priorities and things change, you know what I mean? I still love to go to LA, but, like, I would never wanna move there and, like, be over there, like, I'd love to really just get my feet grounded in Chicago and, like, build my dream here because 'cause I'm already living the dream. I'm just,
Exactly.
there's no, like, chasing it anymore, like, LA was never a dream, it's just a place to go to, you
Yeah,
know?
and that's the one thing that they'll constantly chase this high of like I'm gonna get the perfect spot. There's some people that are addicted to like Zillow. They're just on
Yeah.
Zillow or like
My
Redfin,
god, slowly mom, though.
scrolling all day.
That was
Hey,
mom.
more power to you. That's cool, but it's not about where you go. It's about
Yes.
the experiences you have where you're at.
Yes.
And there is a certain point where finances play a part.
Mhm.
That's why you can't go anywhere and anywhere. And there is obviously places that are better than other places, undoubtedly. I think LA is better for the weather.
Yeah.
There's a lot of other things that are not as good, like fire.
True.
Like,
Well, what I think about too, it's like I think about like all the people that I know that like that have like that had the designer bags, that did the nice Range Rovers, they did the high rises, they did all the like typical LA influencer stuff. All of them now, it's been years later, like seem unhappy with a lot of those choices and are looking for things that like to like fulfill themselves and to feel like better rounded as a person.
yeah.
And because I've seen it now, I'm like, you know what's the outcome of that's gonna be for you. Why not just now fight for the things to make you more well rounded? And then
Learn that lesson now.
when you feel ready to go and you feel like you've accomplished everything you have to here, then go chase that lifestyle and have the all the luxury material shit. But it's like, was all the wanting and dreaming of like all the material shit, the apartment, all that shit? Did that is that what you really wanted, or did it just represent something else for you because you felt unhappy? And that's what it was for me. It didn't. I don't think I ever really wanted that. I think I just wanted to like feel happy and not like I wanted to run away from my life because I hated it, and I don't hate my life anymore. So it's like, why run away from a life that I love? Like that's so strange.
It's funny. I've seen people, some people develop habits, you know, because they're experiencing certain lulls in their life,
Yeah.
and they'll do things to cope, like smoke or drink or whatever. Sometimes your life gets better,
Yeah.
and you're just stuck on those habits.
Yeah.
You're just stuck on those. I was doing this at a certain point for a certain reason, but not anymore. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
and if you can recognize that and make that change, yours obviously was realizing that there's more to life in general. But
Yeah.
it is just funny how that that search, that vice, that doing that thing to cope was it's not there.
Yeah.
You don't have to
Yeah.
run away from your life because it's not something you drive.
Yeah. I don't like exactly. It's like I feel like I just felt like Chicago just like was like, oh, it sucks here. My family's here. They all fucking hate me. And I'm like, oh my God, that's not the case anymore, girl. Like it's like you have the same dream based off of the circumstances you're no longer in. You know what I mean? And
Exactly.
you're like
Things change.
your new life's gonna cost you your old life. So it's like your new dream of like what you want's gonna cost you your old dream. And like I didn't like when I had the choice to go, I was just like, this isn't what I want. Like,
I thought you were leaving too. I thought you were going.
it's like there's been so many situations like that where like I once had a guy that I was talking to for a while, and like I think I told you about this. Like he was telling me about some girl one day, and I think he was talking about me, and he wasn't. And I was like heartbroken. And then like he came back around recently, and I was like, damn, I thought this was gonna be it. Like I was like, I thought this was gonna be like, I got it. And I was like, God, I fucking hate you. Like I was like, I don't want this. Like now that I got it, I don't want it. Like,
Exactly.
this is trash.
Yeah, it's all in the chase.
Everything's not what it seems.
No.
Selena
The
Quoting.
grass isn't always greener, right?
The grass isn't always greener, but the weed in California is.
Yeah, a lot going on. Hey, but I'm excited for the Trixie Mattel.
Me, I'm so excited for that. Like, I can't believe that one. That one's might be one of my surreal moments.
I mean, that's one of your influences when it came
I mean,
to.
that's like why we're doing this.
the
If we're gonna be
podcast,
honest,
right? Yeah.
yeah. Like it's been since I was in hair school, so like 6, 7 years where I've been like, I need to do this. Like that's gonna be my thing. Cause like talking about random shit, like that's like kind of my gig. But I think that's all we got for you, Divas, today. Today's been a fun episode. A lot of chit chatting. Let me know what you guys think of the new setup. I feel like the microphone arm being much better than that's a lot better. A lot more stable anyway. And I think until the next podcast, remember, Divas, be very demure and very mindful, and we'll catch you next.